You're taking a live look right now at downtown Portland. This is where dueling protesters have been gathering all day. I believe we're approaching hour 6 of these demonstrations. We're right over Pioneer Courthouse Square right now. You can see some people are still there walking around from this view from Air 12 tonight, and police have declared the situation a civil disturbance tonight.
All day, police have been working to try to keep those two opposing sides from clashing.
That's right. And Portland police did make 13 arrests so far during today's protests, but they did manage to keep roughly 1,000 protesters on two sides separated.
Right now, Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch joins us live from the west end of the Morrison Bridge. And Marilyn, the groups seem to never really clash.
Yeah, there were a couple skirmishes we did see as a bus of Proud Boys and others on the right leaving on the Morrison Bridge. We saw some leftists, Antifa and others kind of banging on the door of the bus, but that was about it. Still, no hand-to-hand combat. And that's because from the very beginning, Portland police, along with police and sheriff's deputies from other cities and counties, held firm. First on the Morrison Bridge as the Proud Boys, 3 Percenters, Patriot Prayer members and others marched from the east end of the Morrison to the west end. At one point, police stopping the right-wing march.
This is our city!
And then allowing them to march onto Tom McCall Waterfront Park, but keeping them far apart from Antifa and others on the left to oppose the Proud Boys and Patriot Prayer groups, as well as President Trump and white supremacy. This group would eventually be on the march, though. But police did not let them get near the Proud Boys.
Yeah, they're wise keeping us apart, but the problem is that they're facing us, not them. The Nazis. You know, they leave the Nazis to do their thing and they focus on us.
And on the right, those who have criticized the city's leadership for what they say is a left-wing bias, well, there was some praise today.
Yes, because there was a lack of violence. And even though I think the Portland police did a great job today, they were constant, maybe a little more restrictive than people wanted it, but people are safe and nobody's hurt.
Please stay on the sidewalks and follow all traffic laws.
Police repeatedly dispersed the crowd over a good 6 hours as different factions moved in different directions. Police say plastic bottles were thrown at them, and they say they confiscated some weapons and even bear spray. There were arrests and road closures, not to mention a half-mile of concrete barriers. For at least 6 hours, police diligently and patiently used the tactics of enforce, disperse, and enforce again. Now, we did see several people struggling because it appeared they were pepper sprayed. We were able to talk to one of those victims who told us that it did not happen on the hands of the police, that it was some left-wing groups who he believed had pepper sprayed him. He said he was just down there to take pictures. There was a second person we saw struggling with pepper spray in his eyes. Frankly, he was in such bad condition we could not talk to him, so we don't know what happened to him. But again, he was down on Waterfront Park in the midst of Antifa and other groups on the left.